Willie D Live.
You were telling me about this story when you visited Austin and appeared on Kill Tony.
Yeah, man.
Finish that story from. Wait, let's take it from the beginning, for the sake of the people who hadn't heard the story.
Okay. But I want to talk about something with you.
Okay.
At some point. Just make sure I get to. Because I got questions for you, remember?
I got you.
Okay. So I'm doing this press run with Shaggy, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we did LA, we did a bunch of podcasts. We came to San Antonio, we did Juggalo Weekend. Last weekend, it was off the hook. Two shows, so dope. Lazy Bone, it was fresh seeing him, and, you know. And then we went to Austin, correct? Austin for 2 days doing podcasts and stuff. And Joey didn't come back the first day. Like, he flew home. There was a day off after Juggalo Weekend. It was Sunday, right? Joey flew home to see his kids. Monday, there was only one podcast. It was called Kill Tony. And Joey was like, my kids are upset I'm leaving, because he's got young kids. My kids are upset I'm leaving again so soon, man. Why don't you just go knock that one out, you know what I mean? So he's like, I'll be in tomorrow morning, you know what I mean? So I'm like, no problem, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's going to be a podcast or something, you know what I mean? We get there, and we're pulling up, and I'm like, oh, shit, you know, there's a line around the door, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is in front of a crowd? And he's like, yep, right in front of the crowd. You know, I'm like, I had no fucking idea.
You know, no idea this is one of the biggest platforms for comedy.
Yeah, I had no idea, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking I'm going to be on the panel. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of comedians or whatever. Yeah. I'm thinking I'd be like a special guest on the panel. You know what I mean? So, if anything, and do an interview, like sit down like we're doing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe other guys would be up there that were interviewed, but you know how they do it, you know, on a long table or whatever. These podcasts. And so in the dressing room, Tony was like, you know what you're doing? And I'm like, yes, vaguely. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what the fuck. And he was like, well, you know, you're going to do stand-up comedy. You know, you're going to do some stand-up. And I'm like, stand-up? How long? And he was like, a minute. And I was like, okay, what should I say? I'm not a comedian. You know what I mean? And he was like, tell the story about when you came into Skankfest and you ate all those mushrooms and you ended up sitting down next to Roseanne Barr somehow, you know? And I was like, all right, good idea. I was like, all right, good idea. So.
Why do I think this is not a good idea?
Well, and he's like, but make it snappy with punchlines. And I'm like, I'm not even a comedian, you know what I mean? So we're sitting there in the dressing room, right? And I'm watching the monitor of the show. And as it's going, I'm seeing what the fuck is happening. You know what I mean? And I start thinking, fuck it, man. Fuck that story. Let me come up with some shit, you know what I'm saying? Some shit I think would be funny. You know? And I started trying to come up with some shit. This story sucks because it sounds like I'm bragging. But, man, I've always respected comedians. Big time. It's always been something I thought I could never do that.
Right.
But, man, I was like, fuck that. Let me think of some shit, you know? And so I thought of something, and then I thought of some other shit, and then I just was like, fuck it, I got a minute. Man, I ended up going out there and doing 3 minutes in 30 seconds. Stand-up. And I think I killed it. I feel like I killed it.